Okay, second song for today. So, I also saw that there was a new Disturbed song out, and I was like, dang! I mean, to me, I haven't seen anything from them for a long time, but then I don't know a lot of their stuff. Well, the stuff that I do know, I really like though. So I was like, well, okay, gotta check this out. You skipped the lyric review at this time. So, okay, from what I was reading from the lyrics, my first thought was like, I'm my own worst enemy. And then I found this little article that David Draymond, he says it's critique of what he calls outrage addiction, which I don't know if he made that up or not. I mean, it says what he calls, but I'm like, yeah, that's 100% way to describe, especially the United States nowadays. Everybody's addicted to being outraged about everything, and it's so annoying. I hate it so much. Like, you know, I mean, I've said it before. And he says it's a wake-up call. We've become our own worst enemies. And so when I was reading the lyrics, I mean, my first thought was just like myself, like, because I am my own worst enemy. But but then reading this, I'm like, oh yeah, like all of us collectively, we've become our own worst enemies. Civil discourse, or having a civil conversation basically, has become the exception instead of the norm, which is like, yeah, people have lost themselves in outrage addiction. Everywhere you look these days, hyper-tribalism has taken hold, which is like, how did I put that? Basically, you know what, there was something I looked up, hyper-tribalism, racially motivated. That's what it is. Everything is racially motivated. Like nowadays, like sorry, I have to just real quick. My son's homework the other day, I was like, what? So I remember growing up in English class, and we would go over ads, like newspaper ads, commercial ads and stuff, and you would have to answer the question, okay, who does this ad target? What demographic does this ad target? Which is like, I mean, you can say anything, right? So now they've changed it now, and it's, they were like, okay, what does this ad seem to say about gender? And what does this ad seem to say about race? And I'm like, why are we like picking this apart? Why are we, I'm like, what do you want them to say? Like, I don't know, I thought it was a very baited question. I'm like, how about just, who is this targeting? Who do you think this is targeting? I don't know, it's just, and everything is just race. Everything is race, especially, yeah, like the term whitewash is getting annoying at the moment. Just too many woke things. So those in power continue to use fear and hate mongering to further empower themselves, continuing to try to turn us against one another. And I agree. And that's exactly what they're doing. I'm just sitting back and watching everything happen. I think it started with Obama, honestly. I think is where it started, because he was very, very divisive about a lot of the stuff that he talked about. And now they're just going further and further with more and more things, and it's just like tearing everybody apart. I don't like it. We're supposed to be one nation, right? We're supposed to be united. Anyway, pick a subject, any subject, and those who wield power will do all they can to make it a divisive issue. true. Encouraging people to pick a side, insisting that their viewpoint is the only correct one. This record is a critique of this dangerous status quo we are living in, which is, I'm like, it's very dangerous, the direction we're going. And I know I've had a lot of people be like, oh, you're just a Republican, you're just super conservative, and that's just how you're gonna vote, and because, you know, you're this way, you're always gonna vote that way, no matter what. And I'm like, you know what, I no, I won't say that. I won't throw anybody under the bus, but honestly, I vote for what I think is right. If the Republican Party ever goes this direction that most of the Democratic Party is going right now, I would switch sides. I'm like, I know what I believe in, I know what I like, and I'm not just gonna pick sides because, and stay there. Like, if things change, okay, sorry, soapbox issue. Although I think this is why I like metal and stuff, because a lot of it kind of calls out stuff like this, at least from the stuff I've listened to so far. So, yeah. Though I'm not trying to throw all Democrats under the bus. I do know some Democrats that have the same values that I do, and they don't like where the current leaders are taking us. So, just have an open mind. Like, man, okay. Hopefully they can disappear soon. Just wait till voting time and vote the right way. I know. Okay, vote for the way that's against what's going on right now. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not very good at explaining myself, so how much time did I just spend? 7 minutes? Sorry. Total soapbox. Alright, let's listen to this. I'm excited. I gotta learn some more Disturbed songs. I only know maybe 4 or 5, but I'm still excited because I like those 4 or 5. And this looks interesting. It's like, what does it remind me of? Like a ballad almost. It's like a mix between, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it almost has a ballad feel to it. This music video is interesting. I'm trying to make sure I pause because I'm like what's gonna happen? Okay. this imagery. I really like this imagery. They have the two people going against each other, and the guy in charge, we'll just call him Brandon, is just feeding off of it, like, or the party, the current leaders are just feeding off of this this hatred towards each other. I really like how this is going, and I like the flashes of like the news and stuff. I'm like super careful about what news I watch. I try to make sure not only that it has my values in it, but that they also explore both sides of the situation, and that sometimes the other party has some good points, or they have something that we both agree on. And so I try to watch those kinds of news things. And for me, I just call me an advertisement. One of my favorites is Gutfeld. Not only is it humorous, and they kind of just make fun of how like ridiculous some of this stuff is, but they have multiple times said, you know what, so-and-so from this party had a really good point, and they'll say that, and they'll be like, well, you know, these people think this. I don't know, that's just me, but that's the kind of thing I like. And I really love this music video. I like this song. This is what we need. People need to start listening. I like this. Yeah, I like this. I really, really like this, because they are being brainwashed. They're just taking it in, and they're not thinking for themselves, and they hate each other, and they're gonna kill each other. And then once they take that off, once they take, you know, and they realize, all of a sudden they're like, what the heck am I doing? Like, this isn't me. Like, I shouldn't be doing this. And then they join together. Woo, goosebumps. Okay, yeah. Woo. This is so cool. Hey, I'm walking away. Got the wrong kind of mindset, and it's helping no one. Hey, I'm throwing away. You'll only grow to despise it. Realize it. Hey, I'm walking away. Got the wrong kind of mindset, and it's helping no one. Hey, I'm throwing away. You'll only grow to despise it. You know you'll grow to despise it. Yeah. Hey, yo, there's too many of us around. Hey, yo, there's too many of us around. Hey, yo, there's too many of us around. Ah, so cool. Freeing everybody else. Sweet. Unless they saw they fought back. And yeah. Like, fight back. I could be totally wrong, because I usually am, but I'm like, this kind of stuff, I'm like, especially a lot of the bands I've been listening to lately have been talking about this kind of stuff. At least metal bands anyway, like this song, and it kind of reminds me of like some of the Slipknot songs where they're like the Dying song. I know I went over the lyrics, and I've listened to that so many times, but just what are we becoming? Like, this is like the end. Like, listen. I don't know. But anyway, that was pretty cool. I'm gonna have to, yeah. Whew. Okay, so that was Disturbed, Hey You. Pretty cool. But yeah, I really like that. I like these musicians who are speaking out. Because I'm always like, I want to do something. The only thing I can do is just resist. The only thing I can do is, and there's not much role I can say my opinion on here, but that's not going to do much. But so I love this kind of stuff. 17 minutes, nice. Okay, so I think that might be all I have time for tonight. I had one more in mind, but I'm like, by the time I edit this is like 18 minutes, and yeah. So anyway, that was pretty cool. So comment and like and subscribe, and then come see me on my social media. You can send postcards with requests, and I might use my Patreon for movies, because I never have anybody to watch movies with anymore, at least not the ones that I want to watch. And which is fine. I'm like, I don't mind watching movies alone, but I was like, oh, maybe I'll record it, maybe I'll put the movie on. I don't know if I'll edit my reaction, but it'll just be, you know, commenting on the movie as it goes by, and then you can watch the movie with me. We'll see. But for now, that's all I got, so see everybody next time.